Hey, I'm Carson James, and in this video, we're going to be showing you guys a little bit of footage and going over a horse that has anxiety / separation issues / probably overfed and underworked, that kind of thing. You'll see in the video to where he kind of rears up a little bit in the front end, and one time he even kind of kicks out in the back and hits his feed bag or his hay bag. So the question is, what do you do when this is going on, and how do you help it or fix it? Okay, so first we're going to go over the few things that you can do to help it, and then we're going to talk about kind of the deeper underlying thing behind the behavior. Okay, so number one, most likely the horse has got too much energy and is not able to expel the same amount of energy that he is taking in on a daily basis. Gets to be like giving a kindergartner 3 cups of coffee and expecting him to sit down and be still and pay attention. Just doesn't work out. So the fix would be like just the general idea, they call it the more hay, less grain approach. So even if you don't feed grain, like if you feed alfalfa, only do alfalfa in the evenings and give coastal in the morning. So lessen the feed. What you're looking for is to give him the least amount of starches and sugars as possible while still maintaining a healthy weight. So that would be one of them, is the feeding. The other one would be if a lot of the behavior is from separation anxiety. So in the video you see the horse is not happy currently where he's at and would rather be somewhere else or over by his buddy, which was in the arena or something like that. So you can do a little bit of reverse psychology here. You could go over there and halter him and take him out to where he thinks that he wanted to be and work him hard, have him turn back a whole lot, lunge him, flag, put some pressure on him, and then take him back over, turn him into his stall, and then a few minutes later you come over. So pretty quick he would realize that what he thought he wanted isn't what he wanted, and the more you did that, the more he would start being really content to just hang out in his stall. Now, the last thing, and this is probably the most common and the easiest, this is probably this horse's first time ever being in anything that he wasn't used to. I think the owner even said that she brought him to expose him to some excitement and some other horses going around. So, exposure. So if a horse is already a little bit lacking confidence and not quite where he should be in his understanding and his foundation, if you take him to a place like this, it will just really amplify the little things in him where he's got some missing holes, so to speak. And in this example, he's portraying those missing holes in the behavior that you saw in the video. So just more of it. So a lot of the times the saying is, yeah, he's doing all right. He just needs more of it. So, if that horse was to get to do that every day for 3 or 4 days, for 4 or 5 hours a day, you would probably see him start to kind of relax and calm down. So just more of it, tying a horse out where they can practice standing still, being tied away from the other horses. That's a good exercise you could do that would help this horse. So those are some things you could do. Now let's get to kind of the underlying issue. Okay, just think of it as a kid that is starting his first day of high school. Okay, if this kid has been brought up in such a way to where he's really independent and he's got a lot of self-assurance, okay, keyword, and he's got a lot of confidence, and he really understands himself and what he needs to do, and he really understands and feels secure and good about all of these things, well, then he's not really going to get nervous and start doing, strange behaviors because of that inner unease inside of him, right? Now, a kid that has never learned to be independent and always had to have a friend even to walk into the grocery store or, whatever. Okay, well, that kid is kind of being set up to be like the horse in the pen. So the moral of that story is try to bring your horse along with confidence, clear communication, and good leadership so he does not end up being the kind of horse that has a low amount of self-assurance, because the key root of why this horse is doing these things is from lack of sureness, aka lack of confidence. Build the confidence, everything else takes care of itself. Now, seeing as how a horse's confidence, which we also refer to as mental soundness, is kind of the key root to everything going right with your horse, we have made an entire checklist and we've named it Mental Soundness Checklist. So this is a pretty cool deal. What you can do is you can go in and it'll give you a list of little things to ask your horse to do. And then based on how he responds and the feedback he gives you, you can more or less score him on a scale of whatever to see how mentally sound he is and where he's good mentally and where he's kind of missing, where you might need to help him fill in a little bit. So this checklist is completely free and you can get it right now by just going right here. You're going to love it. Thanks for your time.